Boom! Greetings. Danny Savage, Draft Guru, coming to you on his Thursday night. We drop in a few prospects to watch. Uh, Most of the people out there, I mean, there is an NFL game tonight. I think Saints versus Denver. I'd rather watch paint dry than watching that. Wait a second. Still the best beard on YouTube. And wait a second, I'm going to give you a surprise. I pulled out an oldie today. Boom! Rocking out years. The legend, the man, the myth, the legend. Never met a mirror I didn't like. Never met a camera I didn't like. 332 players at October 17th, 1800 hours. 332 players we're at. So some people, majority of people, is going to be watching the boring NFL tonight. I'll be watching college football like I did Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I apologize. I haven't done, I think I did a video in like 24 hours, 48 hours. I had to get a surgical procedure done yesterday. I know even this just genetic freak gets some clinks and clanks there, you know what I'm saying? And things break down over time, perfection, there was only one, Mr. Perfect. Rest his peace. Great wrestler. Bro, and they ruined this kid, bro. When this kid came out, Curtis Axel, man, and I don't know how to be wrestling with my sons, man. I'd always just stand up and clap out of respect. But they could have did so much more with that kid's career. But that's another topic here and there. So tonight there's a couple of college games. You got Georgia State at Marshall, and then we have Boston College and Virginia Tech. Altogether, I'm going to be throwing out 7 draft prospects for you tonight. But I've already given you one, which is Aeneas Peebles, defensive tackle, Virginia Tech. In my opinion, he's more of a 3 tech, and he's rising up the scene. And but he could put on some weight and slide over to 1. But in my opinion, he's more, of a 3 tech. Now, they got a kid, a cornerback, Mansoor Delane, 6'1", 190. Kid has 12 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, 6'1", 190, and this kid is flying up draft boards. But, bro, it's like, what, we're in week 5, but it is what it is. He's flying up draft boards. Don't be shocked you hear this kid's name called round 2 to round 3. He shows up at the combine at that size and just does some blazing performances. I mean, who knows what can happen from now until then. It's amazing. You could have, which I disagree with sometimes. You can have 2-3 years good tape, have 1 year bad tape, or vice versa. You could have 3 years of horrible tape and be a 1 year wonder, and then they're generational. It's weird. Like, I've been doing this since I was a kid, and I wish I had $1 for every time I heard every draft season, oh, that person is generational. That word gets thrown out way too often, people. Way too often. All right, Boston College, for years, last few years, 10 years, they've been throwing out offensive linemen, some decent offensive linemen. They got a center, Drew Kendell. He needs to get a little bit bigger. His father, Pete Kendell, he played in the NFL for like over 10 years. He either played like with Seattle, he might have been with the Giants. His dad was a guard. This kid is like 6'3", 330. He has a guard and center flex, but he's a center, but he needs to get stronger, in my opinion. And when I throw out these things like yo, this game is tonight. So, like, when you're watching this game tonight, these are guys to look out for. But also, just while you're watching the game, while I'm watching the game and watching these guys, somebody totally else might, you know what I'm trying to say, like pop up on the screen and be like, yo, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Then I got to do more research on him and watch games. And it happens a lot. And it's so depressing sometimes. Not depressing, but like when you spot somebody and you're like, oh, what do I got, a diamond in the rough? And then you're like, oh, the kid's like a true freshman, a sophomore. You're like, oh, he can't come out yet, you know? Next kid, Cameron Hosley, defensive tackles. 6'3", 340-ish. He's more of a day three guy. Could he fly up the boards? Probably not. He's a lunch pail, blue collar type of kid that comes to work, and you know what you're going to get out of him. He's not flashy. He's just going to put in an honest day's worth of work. But could he? He's teetering on the day three to possibly be an undrafted free agent, but anything can happen from now until, like I said, we go through the Senior Bowls, the East-West Shrine games, the combines, all the pro days, all the they have pro days, then they have like the Dallas days, or every 32 NFL teams get like all the colleges in their area that there's prospects, they get to invite them in just for like free of charge. You know, like, yo, come here, let's look at them. That's why like a team like Dallas, they're like in riches. They get like 15, 20 colleges just to, besides their 30 visits, they get to look at like 30 teams. Florida, you got Tampa Bay, you got the Dolphins, you got the Jaguars, all the colleges in Miami, all the colleges in Florida, they just can invite all these kids in at all levels, all the Division 1, 2, 3. You know, the bigger states, the Californias. You know what I'm trying to say? The bigger states. You know, Michigan's a big state. Minnesota. You know, it's like the bigger states with them big colleges. They have a much bigger advantage. So all these kids get invited. Next kid I'm going to talk about, this kid is flying upboards. He's an edge. But I think he's going to be a 3-4 outside linebacker in the NFL. And I'm going to butcher this kid's last name. So, don't hate, you know. His first name is Donovan. Well, his last name is Ezeirakut. He has 25 tackles, 9 sacks, 1 forced fumble. The reason why I'm saying he might be I'm looking at him more as a 3-4 outside linebacker is he's 6'2", 250. And there's only so many James Harrisons, who I don't even think was 6'2", that legitimately played edge in the NFL full time. But this kid is flying up boards. Like I said, season's almost half over, not even half over, and he already has 9 sacks to his credit. I could see a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers going after him. I can see a team like the Ravens going after him. I can see teams that play more 3-4 defenses. I can see the Texans going after him. I mean, you do see teams they'll play variation of 4-3, 3-4s, but the more heavier 3-4 teams would go after him. But this kid's gonna get drafted. The way this kid's going, don't be surprised. He's like a round 3 pick. And the only thing that might hurt him by not getting drafted higher is his size. But the way he's going, he can be around. He can be around 2 pick, flying up the boards. This kid is. He is flying. So, like I said, I give you these names so when you watch the games tonight, you can be like, "Yo, I heard of this kid. Oh, where'd you hear about him? Oh, where'd you hear about him? Where'd you hear about him?" Danny Savage Draft Guru. That's why this is a channel for all 32 NFL teams. Last kid, I spoke about him, but I didn't do him a video on him. Ozzy Trapilo. We all know he's Italian. You know what I'm saying? 6'8", 310. So for being 3-year starter, he started at left tackle in 2022, 2023. He went to right tackle, and then 2024, he's at right tackle. For 6'8", I'd like him to be, he's 310. For that size, I would like him to be around 330, 340, in my opinion. This kid, he might get exposed at the next level on an island with his footwork. That's why, like, he got switched. He was originally a left tackle, and he's been playing right tackle the last 2 years. He works best in short spaces. Once again, people, I'm going to bring this up. With a kid like this, just because his size alone and his flexibility from left to right, but he's been better on the right. Don't be surprised. An NFL team, some offensive line coach is going to be sitting in a room looking at him. Oh, it's amazing. I look into the camera. And he's going to be looking at him. He's going to be saying, yo, I can make something out of this kid. He will be tried at right tackle first. All else fails, he is going to get slid into right guard. I look at him and I see a right side player only in the NFL. But he will get tried at right tackle first, and then he will get slid over to right guard if the tackle experiment doesn't work out. So tonight, just for tonight's Boston College Virginia Tech game, I gave you six more prospects to watch out for, and we're up to, what is it? I gave you 6, but I gave you 1 already. Aeneas Peebles, defensive tackle. I gave you him in the summertime. Where was all these other draft guys in the summertime? Don't you notice they were still talking about Dak Prescott and how he's underpaid? How's that contract working out for you? He sucks. So, hey, listen, bro, I say the truth even when I lie. And I'm a Dallas fan, but I'm still going to say the truth. Dude falls under pressure. But October 17th, 1,800 hours, we're at 332 players. Go look at all your other draft guys. See how many they're talking about Gentry from Boise State like he's the next best thing about anything. Nobody, I'm not saying the kid's not good. I'm not. But nobody wants to talk about he's only 5'8" and he can't pass block. Nobody wants to talk about that. And this running back class is loaded. But he's right now, he's what's up, Lawrence? I checked on the right tackle from Ole Miss, and he went down, got up, and walked off. Injury history you'd be worried about. Yeah, he does. Micah Petrus, that kid, it feels, I can't say a certain word, but there's a certain word that's happened that seems like that college players got an extra year for, but if you say it, you get flagged. And it feels like this kid's been around forever. I view him, he's like a late day 3 guy, not priority free agent. I view him strictly as a right tackle, and if it fails there, throw him into right guard, because I honestly think he will get exposed on the right side with his feet and with his size. And I would like to see him more as a right guard, Micah Petrus, to see a big dude like that in a phone booth. You got a big dude like that leaning on you, and that's gonna hold. But yeah, he's like a day 3 guy to me, and he's been around. He's been floating around out there since like 2019. He's like, he got a couple of extra seasons because of whatever his injuries, and then there's that other word we can't say because your videos get flagged. It began with a C. So tonight I gave you 5. I gave you two, and so he's a possible death piece. Yeah, definitely. He's definitely a death piece. Some coach is going to see a human being that big and say, yo, I can mold him. I can make him out of something. And they'll be like, yo, let's take this kid, see how he works out. Miraculously, we'll fake an injury or two, which so many teams do. And he's they'll throw him on IR for 2 years, 1 year, 2 years, and see what they can make out of that giant mountain of clay. He's more like that. But he's also somebody that could rise, or he's somebody that can fall from now until the end. A lot's going to depend on whatever games he gets invited to, like the East-West Shrine, the Senior Bowl, and how he performs in a combine. With his size and weight, I don't see him. I don't see him having great numbers at the combine. But we shouldn't put great numbers so much on the combine, because about 6 years ago, Orlando Brown Jr., left tackle from Oklahoma, had the worst combine numbers ever. His father, Zeus Orlando Brown, played for the Ravens. So Orlando Brown Jr., left tackle at Oklahoma, 6'8", like 340, legit. This kid did like 225, like 12 times, had like the slowest 40-yard ever. And he was a third round. And the Baltimore Ravens, which was cool, Ozzy Newsome has an eye for talent. The Baltimore Ravens drafted him in the third round, and he has at least four to five, I think, all-pro seasons, and he's made like way over. He's probably close to $150 million in earnings already. That's why you shouldn't go so much on the underwear Olympics, and you should go more by tape. That's what at least I do. But I gave you 6, but I gave you the one kid, the defensive tackle already. So I gave you 5 more names to watch. Like I said, most of the people we watch in the NFL tonight, I'll be watching Virginia Tech and Boston College, because we all know when we're rocking with the GWO, it's for life. Lawrence King, thank you for dropping into chat. Tomorrow, let's see. Who's playing tomorrow night, man? I gotta look. See, I'll be doing another video. Who plays tomorrow night? Hold on, give me a minute. Tomorrow night. Come on. NCAA. Yeah, tomorrow night's nothing. No, tomorrow night we got Florida State and Duke, and then we got Oregon and Purdue tomorrow night, and then we also got Oklahoma State and BYU tomorrow night. So yeah, we'll be talking, and then we got Fresno State and Nevada. So we'll be talking. I'll be dropping another video tomorrow. So we got like 5 games. That's what I'm saying. This part of the college year I like better, because we have footballs Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. And this is where you can do it. Like, you can do things one way and have a great week, or you could just watch football, or you could be watching football and just having prospects stand out with you. Because we all know, once again, as I gotta do it again, if you're rocking with the GWO, it's for life, over and out. Thanks for stopping in the chat, Lawrence.